And away we go. It is a nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com, brought to you as always by our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Get down to Dayton, Kentucky, Wednesday through Sunday, lunch and dinner. Tell them to pump it up. They will save you 15% off your order, or go to the app and get it delivered pretty much anywhere inside the 275 loop. They will bring it right to your front door. Hi, Aaron.
Yo.
How you doing?
Doing all right. Reds win.
Reds did get a win, it appears. I didn't get to catch any of it. I've been in the gym since 8 o'clock this morning, and it is in Memphis, 9:49 at night. And I just got back to the hotel, dusted off a delicious helping of barbecue nachos. One of my favorite things in Memphis. I got Gus's fried chicken last night. So Gus's fried chicken, check. Barbecue nachos, check. The Memphis experience is complete, and I'm ready to go home. We will get to a bunch of the AAU action from today. Very productive day in the gym, like I said. Gotta love the there's a time difference, Aaron. So I was only there from 8 in the morning until about 8:30 at night. So it was like 12 and a half hours in the gym.
That's so absurd.
Yeah. And then I'll be here tomorrow for the first session. And then I'm going to go and snatch up Kelsey, who is at her aunt's in Nashville, hang out there tomorrow and be home on Monday. So probably have room for a show tomorrow night from the hotel room in Nashville. But we'll see, depending on family stuff. And are you guys really going to watch a show on Memorial Day? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But let's get to first things first. Finally official, or as official as it's going to be. Xavier Henderson, Florida's leading wide receiver from a season ago, is enrolled and ready to start classes at Cincinnati on Monday. So to give everybody kind of the behind the scenes, this happened a while ago that he committed, but in the portal, one, you never know, and two, we don't jump commitments. So it was kind of wait and see if he shows up in Cincinnati. And on Friday, he posted a picture of the training room, and that's about as official as it can get, Aaron.
Yeah, and he brings along maybe the most experience out of anybody in the wide receiver room at this point.
Yeah, right up there.
38 catches for 410 yards, 2 touchdowns last year as a junior, 35 games down as a Gator, and finishes his career with 73 catches, 835 yards, 5 touchdowns. He also has a brother in the NFL. Plays CJ Henderson is a corner for the Carolina Panthers. Was
great
a top
size
60
speed combo.
Yeah, top 60 prospect when he came out, which is better than anybody on the roster as it currently exists.
Yeah. This is, they had to go get dudes at wide receiver, and this is the best dude that they've gotten, and they've gotten some pretty good dudes to retool that room. So I think you feel pretty good, especially between Xavier Henderson, Jordan Young, Donovan Ollie, and Ricky Brown, the UConn guy. I can't remember his name. I'll figure it out when we get to higher ground. And then Sterling Buckhalter, you've added some pretty good quality at the top of the roster via the transfer portal for wide receiver for what we anticipate will be for Emory Jones to work with. So, a good snag there, kind of a late spring, early summer addition for the Bearcats, and he should start classes Monday. So there you go on Xavier Henderson. And finally, we get to say Xavier all the time.
Well, and it's spelled correctly. It's spelled the way it should always be spelled. Well done, sir. Your parents knew what they were doing.
Kudos to his parents. I'm trying to find the right angle here. Like this. I feel like I'm way too close. I don't know.
Okay.
We're working it out. I did have a chance to go to the EYBL. It was my first time out on the road this spring. I do plan to be back out a little bit in the summer as well. Obviously, it gets a little more difficult single parenting. So I'll be out as much as I can. And we're not quite ready to leave the kid home alone while daddy goes and works for 3-4 days. Not quite there yet. Let's go through some things. First game I watched this morning, All Ohio Red and the New York Rens. First thing that jumped out at me, a 2025 point guard prospect from Ohio. That's definitely going to be a name to watch. His name's Jerry Easter. He's from the Toledo area. He finished today with 23 points. Not the most efficient performance, as he was 8 of 21 from the field, 1 of 8 from 3, but 6 of 8 from the free throw line. He had 5 rebounds, dished out 2 assists. Maybe most importantly, a guy with the ball in his hands a lot, only 1 turnover in the game. Explosive first step, gets to the lane comfortably, is going to need to improve his three-point shot, but good positional size. He's at least 6'3", maybe 6'4", and a younger name that we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on. From what I understand, Cincinnati will be involved in the recruitment of Jerry Easter. So keep an eye on that one. Just a name, to put down on the list to keep tracking going forward. The main reason I was there was a young man named Tyler Betsy, who is right now a 4-star or borderline 5-star prospect. I think we have him 24th in 24/7. From my viewing today, and let me remind people, if you're new to this or you're new to the channel, I'm just giving honest observations from what I've seen and what I'm hearing. And Tyler Betsy is very talented. For my opinion, for my taste, he hung around the three-point line a little too much for a guy that's 6'8" with really long arms and a good skill set. And that was the case in both games that he played today. I'd like to see him mix it up a little bit more. Not that, he's a good three-point shooter. Didn't shoot it great today, but you can tell he's a guy that shoots it comfortably from 3. But with that positional size, more of a stretch 4, maybe you could play him a little as like a 3-and-D guy at the 3, but didn't create a lot off the bounce and really was just looking to catch and shoot from the perimeter. I just like to see a little bit more oomph from his game, but he's super talented. My guess is he's more of a top 50 guy as things kind of level out. But a top 50 guy is still very, very good.
Sure.
So sometimes people, they take these comments that I make in giving scouting evaluations and spin them the worst way possible. Just what I see and me being honest about it. I'd like to see a little more dog in him, Aaron. See a little more dog in him.
All right.
But super talented. And if you more, which is up in Connecticut, and is Kane Broom, who will be coaching that high school team.
I need you to reset. And what's with Kane Broom and Connecticut? That's your internet is fading.
Am I okay?
You're back.
Okay. Oh no. This isn't going to be.
Well, let's try and drop.
In fact, it might be bad.
How about you try and drop the camera and go audio only, and we'll see how that works.
All right. Well, what do you think? How about now?
All right, keep going. Go while we got you.
The it says on my laptop. So I don't necessarily obviously believe that, but that's where we're at. Next game of the day that I watched, 9 a.m. There wasn't anything really there. I watched Tyler McKinley, and he had a very rough morning. It's just one of those games where he couldn't get anything to fall. Scored 2 points, was 1 of 7 from the field, missed both of his threes, only had 4 rebounds. So not one that Tyler McKinley will be talking about for a long time. One he probably would like to forget today and not talk about ever again. But here's what I like, Aaron. There's sometimes you have to kind of work through these bad games and figure out what went right about it. And what went right about it is tonight he came back, scored 13 points, hit a couple threes, rebounded well, was efficient from the floor. And that's what you kind of want to see in these AAU settings where multiple games in a day, they're playing 5 games this weekend. You go out and you struggle, that's gonna happen. But what you wonder is, how does he respond? How does he bounce back? Does he let it get in his head? Does that continue to where he has a bad weekend or sets up for a string of poor performances? But he did bounce back this evening. So I think that's the encouraging thing from, seeing him have a bad game and really just couldn't get anything going, couldn't get right. But he did bounce back tonight and was effective. So that's the positive for Tyler today.
Any real reason you think that he was struggling today, or?
I do think at times, and this is something I've talked about with Tyler in the past, I think he struggles a little bit when he has a defender that has the length advantage on him. He's got good positional size. He's right around 6'8", but he's not one of those dudes with really, really long arms. So if you get somebody that's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan on him, he struggles around the rim creating that space. And he improved on it quite a bit this year at Link Year Prep. It was something that was pretty openly noticeable last year, especially when he played up at the end of the year last year. I saw a little bit of it show back up today. But then he didn't have that problem with similar length tonight. So it's always something with Tyler I'm going to keep an eye on because he's not super long and he's not super bouncy. He's more of a skill guy. And sometimes those are things that give skill guys problems. But I do think like today, like I mentioned, he hit a couple threes. And when he's able to kind of stretch out the defense like that, then it becomes a little bit less of an issue because he's not relying on scoring as much, just on his post moves around the rim. And I do think that's an area he's going to have to get better, is figuring out he's got a big frame. He's going to have to learn how to use that frame to hold off the length. But that's just development of big guys. And, it's something you have to keep an eye on at all times just to make sure that they're staying kind of on course. So nothing I was overly concerned about or nothing new with Tyler. But like I said, it was really good to see him bounce back. Game 4 today, I saw Jace Richardson. And boy, I really like the way he plays the game. No surprise being, the son of a great player. He plays with great pace, really good tempo. He's constantly probing the defense and trying to break down the defense and get guys open, making a help defender react to him and then finding the open man. Really good at moving the ball. Here's the only thing I would say was in my And this, I saw him for about a half tonight before I ran to get some food and then get back to the hotel to do this. I think he could be even more aggressive on offense. He was 6 of 10 in the first game today, had 18 points. It's not like he's a passive player on offense, but I think he's good enough that he could look for his shot even a little bit more. Now, you do see in these AAU settings, especially the EYBL, every team has 2, 3, 4 top 50 guys. Like every team is loaded. So sometimes a guy of his ability will dial back how aggressive he is in looking to get his points. What I do like, though, is he was super efficient when he did look to score. 6 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 2 from 3 in the morning game. So he's a guy that's got scoring pop. And this is probably just me being a little greedy as a scout, like thinking he could have had 24. Now, maybe he took those other 3 shots and set up the opponent or set up his team to score as well. But that's just a personal preference. In a game that they won 85-78, it was high scoring.
Right.
So, sometimes you just watch a guy and you think, well, he had 18 and it felt like the proverbial quiet 18, right? Well, if he had 18 and I barely noticed he was scoring, he probably could have been up in the mid-20s.
Oh, Jace.
He's really good, though, man. Really good feel for the game. Showed off. One of the things I love in point guards is guys that have that understanding of pace to where they're not foot all the way to the floor on the gas pedal at all times. And then they set you up because you think, this guy's not going to blow by me. And then boom, he's at the rim laying the ball in. So just exceptional point guard. I really liked what I saw from him today. After that, I watched a super loaded Team Thad out of here in Memphis. They were stacked. I'm kind of disappointed because as I did a little digging, one of their guys that I loved, I know Cincinnati has offered. It doesn't sound like they're going to be a major factor going forward, which was a little bit depressing because I thought he was insanely good. And Darion Reed out of Georgia. Darion Reed had at halftime, Aaron, 20 and 5.
Pretty good.
And just plays all out, balls to the wall. Good, 6'7.5", 6'8", another guy with good length and size, attacks the rim relentlessly, can shoot it a little bit. It just doesn't sound like Cincinnati has a whole lot of traction there. I loved his point guard too, LeBaron Philon, who had 13 points. That's a name, LeBaron Philon. 13 points, 5 assists, and 7 rebounds to go with 2 steals. 6 of 12 from the floor, hit 1 of 3 from deep.
That kid's nickname has to be Chrysler, right?
No. No. And then there's another young man on that team. He's a 2025. His name's Jasper Johnson. He's from Kentucky. His dad played football in Kentucky. If he plays anything like he did today, I'll be shocked if he doesn't end up at Kentucky. He was 8 of 10 from the floor, 5 of 6 from 3 for 21 points. And had a stretch of about 100 seconds where he scored 12 points. Had 3 threes and an and one.
Goodness.
Yeah. So he's a 2025. I know Kentucky is on him. Louisville also very interested. His dad was the first ever 8th grader to win All-State or be named All-State in football in the state of Kentucky. And then they changed the rules so you could no longer be named All-State in football in middle school. I guess they felt it made people look bad. So that was maybe the most talented team in the EYBL. I mean, they are loaded, and they have another kid that didn't play that's a 2025 that's stupid good as well. So keep an eye on Team Thad if you're following the AAU circuit, because they will definitely be a factor in the Peach Jam in July. All right, 5 o'clock window was a little slow. Oh, there is somebody, another kid I think that probably ends up at Kentucky that I think is vastly underrated right now. But I know Cincinnati has reached out and is tracking him. And his name's Billy Richmond. He goes to high school at the same place that DJ Wagner went. That's,
Any relation to Mitch?
The top 5. No, I don't think so. He was 10 of 17 from the floor today in the afternoon game. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, foul trouble most of the game. And if there were ever a chance that he instantly, because he tried to dunk on everyone all game. Hill taking off to the rim and not a care in the world for who he might. We talk about levels, the 75. That was a 5-star player. Like he was outstanding.
All right. Well, due to internet, I think we're going to need to wrap this up. You're getting spotty again.
All right. We could. I did drop down to 1 bar. Are you there?
Yep.
Well, we'll do more as I get back. How's that?
Okay. And you'll have to rewatch.
There's one other guy I wanted to get to tonight, but remind me tomorrow.
You'll have to rewatch this to see if there was anything that we missed as well, just to go back and recap. But
yeah,
that'll wrap it up. That was another nightcap presented by Galactic Fried Chicken. Thanks to Chad Brendel on the road for the AAU circuit down in Nashville, right? Memphis. But we will be back again probably tomorrow night. But again, thanks to Galactic Fried Chicken. And as always, check us out on BearcatJournal.com.